Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Forced Chatter. We've missed you. We were gone last weekend for Halloween, being,
Did we really miss them?
I missed them. Wow.
Wow, Tim. You can't say that kind of thing out loud.
That's brutal.
Look, the break gave me a chance to steal my kids' candy, and
See, I cheat at Halloween. I just go buy peanut butter cups, and then that's it. Because what other candy matters? And then you have it for yourself. You don't have to go around the neighborhood begging for it like a panhandler. And then
you know what's better than peanut butter cups are the Reese's the holiday ones they have where they're just in like a package where you don't have to deal with that foil all the time.
That's a good point.
I don't do the foil ones.
Yeah, much easier to open.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I found myself judging
the pumpkins and the Christmas trees and the Easter eggs.
Exactly.
The perfect ratio of peanut butter to chocolate.
None of the nonsense.
Oh yeah, like they minimize the amount of chocolate.
And they load up on the peanut butter,
so it's like just the right amount.
Well, the perfect ratio of peanut butter to chocolate is a Hershey bar with a tub of peanut butter and a knife.
So anyway, Star Wars.
Extra crunchy, by the way.
So we actually have something exciting to cover for once. And we do indeed. Finally, yes.
And we're talking about peanut butter. Oh my God.
Well, there's that too. But we have a trailer for the Book of Boba Fett. We early, in fact, we were expecting it to drop on Friday. This coming Friday is the Disney Plus day, where we're going to get all the exciting stuff. Though I have to wonder if we're going to get anything as exciting as the Book of Boba Fett trailer.
Give me that Andor trailer, please.
Well, look at it this way.
This one's more exciting to me, I think.
If the exciting stuff is coming, we got this already. Whoa.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it actually lowered my hopes for Disney Plus Day now, because this is so exciting to me. I can't imagine the Andor trailer being better. I can't imagine the Kenobi trailer being better. We're probably going to get a release date for Kenobi. There are allegedly 2 new animated projects that are going to get announced. I know what one of them might be, which is exciting, but
there's going to be a crap ton of Marvel stuff.
Good as this. What's that?
There's going to be a crap ton of Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
Tons and tons of Marvel stuff, which is awesome because it is going to align with episode 200 of Guardians of the MCU to be our review episode for Disney Plus Day.
Nice.
Perfect.
So very excited about that.
All right.
Very excited.
So Friday evening, we will be in our Discord server. We are going to be setting up a channel dedicated to Disney Plus Day. And we will be kind of live blogging. If you don't know what a blog is, go ask your parents. But we're going to be live blogging the events from the Disney Plus Day, except we're not stockholders, so we don't get to see the actual, like, really, really cool stuff. Unless, Tom, if you're going to...
If I can register. We talked about that before.
Right.
I might have to try to do that.
Darn.
Yeah.
That's okay. We are going to cover everything that is accessible to the public as it comes out live. And then, of course, we will be covering it next week on Force Chatter. But for today, we have the thing that I still think is going to be more exciting, at least for me, than any of the stuff coming out this Friday. And that is the Book of Boba Fett trailer. So what we're going to do is we are going to play the trailer first, right here on the video stream. And by the way, if you're listening to this on audio, you can go to randomchatter.com/YouTube and actually watch this. We are going to be going through frame by frame after we watch the full trailer here in just a second, and we're going to be breaking it down for you. So I got my fingers crossed because last time we tried to do this, we had some technical difficulties, and I tested the heck out of this before starting the episode. Everything should be flawless, which means something is going to break. But
Galen Erso built a flaw in the middle of this machine.
He really did. And the whole thing is going to explode. It's going to blow up.
Not to discourage you, Eric, but in a side like text conversation, Tom, Lou, and I were actually like taking bets on if this is going to succeed or fail. All 3 of us bet against it.
So does that mean I win something if it succeeds?
Yes, absolutely.
Like the UCS ad.
Did you bet?
Tom will pay up.
Buy me the Ultimate Collectors series.
I have this I have this very fine pen.
The one you were just
that
chewing
I've
on?
a pen like this that we call that
With his DNA.
we call
I could
that
clone
screen
him.
used.
Yeah.
That's very valuable. It's screen used. So
Screen used. That's true. That's true.
That's fantastic.
Okay. Well, without further ado, let's head over to the trailer. Just remember, if this doesn't work, it's Lou's fault.
What?
I am not a bounty hunter. I've heard otherwise. I know that you sit on the throne of your former employer.
That sounds a lot like Din Djarin.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
You were all once captains under Jabba the Hutt.
I'm here to make a proposal that's mutually beneficial. Why speak of conflict when cooperation can make us all rich?
What prevents us all from killing you and taking what we want?
If you had spoken such insolence to Jabba, he'd have fed you to his menagerie.
Please, speak freely.
All right. Coming December 29th, which, again, is rumored to be the day of the Hawkeye finale. Though that may have changed because I guess they're doing the first 2 episodes of Hawkeye on the same day, like on day 1. So, all right. So what are your initial thoughts on this without getting into too much analysis while I set this other aspect up so we can go through frame by frame, kind of take a look at it? Tim, what do you think?
This made me even more excited for it because I really didn't know like exactly what they were going to do. Obviously, no one did. We had really the only thing that we ever had was the early on thing where they showed him, kind of sitting on a throne type of thing in Jabba's palace with Fennec Shand standing behind him. So we knew basically that's where it was centered, but we really didn't know much about it. This gives us a little bit more context. I like that they're really they seem to be like starting from the get-go of this, of he showed up, he's taken the place over, he's gathering all of Jabba's people together, which is a smart move. They know how to run Tatooine. And, basically the offer is on the table. You're either in or you're out. And it kind of sounds that, if you're out, we're going to feed you to a Rancor or something, which he had to get a new Rancor, obviously.
Yeah. We'll come back to that in just a minute too, talking about Rancors, because we might have more information there too. Lou, what are your thoughts?
Same as Tim, basically. I am super stoked for this now. I really wasn't at first when I first, thought, okay, Book of Boba Fett, okay, cool. And I've always been a big one of saying, I don't really think we need a Boba Fett series, but this looks like they're going to do it well. It's not like they're just kind of using it as, hey, this is a popular character, let's just throw this out there and people watch it. It looks like they're really taking some time to put this together and make it more than we thought it could have been.
Yeah, no, we needed a Boba Fett series, Lou. But, I see what you're saying.
We didn't. See, I'm with Lou, and I love the character, but I'm glad they're doing something well, and I'm glad that Fennec Shand
it seems
is
like
in it
more
too,
than
because
fan
I love her
service is
character.
what I'm saying, I guess.
Okay.
I was worried about a Boba Fett movie or series being just too fan servicey.
Right. Tom, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm glad that Power Vacuum post Jabba death is the setting for this, and not Boba Fett. He's a bounty hunter and can bring in any prize. So the ability to have a series focus on the criminal underworld is giving me vibes of the Shadow Collective arc in Clone Wars, where Maul stands up his own, criminal enterprise. I thought that those were some of the best episodes ever, because no Jedi, no Rebels, no Empire, or no Republic and whatnot. It's just looking at a side of the galaxy you don't see, and it looks like we're going to get a lot of that, which is cool.
Yeah, it really looks like this is at least in theme going to be what we were going to get with the Underworld series that was announced like way back when, like 2005 or something, like a long time ago. No pun intended. It looks like maybe this is going to be moving in that direction. I like the fact that he's not going to be bounty hunting. Like you said, Tom, the power vacuum thing, I think that's a really compelling story arc. And I like the fact that we're picking up right from that post-credit scene from The Mandalorian Season 2, and we're just going forward with there. That, not to say that there might not be flashbacks or something. We still don't know how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, etc. But I like the fact that they're moving forward from that point. So let's get into the actual trailer itself here. I know that...
But before we jump into that, Eric, there was one thing that you said when the trailer was playing full on, about a voice sounding like Din Djarin. And I actually hadn't even considered that before it was playing. It just didn't connect with me. I mean, that's seems a pretty significant thing. What do you guys think potentially the role is going to be for him? Are you happy to see him come back?
Well, I thought we would get to the kind of the speculation stuff after we go through what we're actually seeing in the trailer.
That's fair.
That is a really good question, though. And the question is he coming back? Is that actually his voice, or is it just like a translator device or something like that for an alien or something? So that's kind of a big question. But let's go ahead and whip through this real quick here. Now, Tom, you're not allowed to answer this. Okay. Lou, Tim, you guys know what that is on screen?
No.
Mountains.
Accurate.
And one of
Tom,
Tatooine's two
please
sons.
fix this.
Tim, I'll box the belt up. I'll send it to you, so you'll have. You're the new champion.
Thank you.
The thing underneath it says, given as a gift, not earned. All right, Tom, what is this walking monstrosity here, and what does it represent?
The brain in the little glass case there is that of a Bomar monk, and it's like a VT-16 or something, the mechanical spider body that. But if you remember, you see one kind of briefly walk by in Return of the Jedi as 3PO and R2 enter Jabba's palace for the first time.
Yep. And in fact, from the Tales of Jabba's Palace short story anthology, there is actually a short story covering Bib Fortuna going back to the palace after Jabba's death and dealing with the Bomar monks there. And they actually take his brain and insert his brain into one of these. They're actually droids.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So Jabba's palace is actually a Bomar monastery, or had been, and then he took it over. So that right there, that's one of the Bomar monk droids. I had forgotten the droid designation. So Tom, you're still ahead of me. Not a big surprise there. But yeah, that was kind of their thing, was to transcend the mortal coils and stuff. They would move their brain into this spider droid. I actually had. You could order those from Hasbro, I think it was, and get them. I actually got like a toy, an action figure, one of those.
I like that it's a callback. So all this stuff has changed, but they remain constant.
Right.
That is a really creepy toy to have as a kid, Eric. I'm just saying.
No, I had it as an adult. It didn't come out until.
It explains a lot of things.
Spiders, kill them with fire. Okay.
Yeah. It's a cool toy, though. All right.
We did that.
We've got some kind of a droid that I can't quite make out what that is.
I want a droid whose only job is to hand me pieces of my armor.
Right. Talk about first world problems, I tell you.
It's got a little. I mean, it's not, but it's got a little bit of
Yeah.
like
Pit
pit
droid
droid
feel to it,
vibes going on.
Differently
Phantom
shaped
Menace.
head, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Or nose, as they said.
Now you'll notice that the helmet is
Hit
all
the
dinged
nose.
up again. I'm not talking about the classic dent. I'm talking about the paint job at the end of Mando season 2 was clean. Fresh
Right.
paint job.
Mm-hmm.
Got it all dinged up again.
He just doesn't take care of his stuff.
I know. It's like, how hard is it to just maybe not scrape it up all the time?
Not smash
Or
your
buy,
head
like,
into
better quality
things.
paint? I don't know.
Yeah, he didn't do the prep job right. I mean, I
Right.
know I'm going through this right
Or
now.
like a
with my helmet.
lacquer or something over top of it. This is a nice looking apartment, though.
Yeah. For those of us who have painted armor, it's when you know, you know. Yeah. I mean, Can I tell you that the thing that actually stood out to me most in the apartment is that he has curtains. Look, it looks like a Hilton. Like a Hilton
He is an
hotel
interior
room.
designer.
Who knew
Yeah.
there was a
He
Hilton
is a
on
designer that
Tatooine?
does that
Who
for
knew?
Is this Tatooine? We have a shot in here, remember, where there's like a massive city. It looks like it's on kind of an arid style planet, but it looks way too big for anything we've seen from Tatooine so far. I wonder if this is even Tatooine.
Tatooine's
It
a big
is,
planet.
and there's nothing on it. And
Yeah.
if you recall the lore, it's what's the exact quote? Like the ass end of the galaxy. I'm thinking troops.
That should be canon.
There's a
But
lot on
it's
Tatooine.
like-
in fact, there's a lot of
Remember, if
sand.
there's a bright shining center of the galaxy, this is the point farthest from it.
Farthest from it, yeah.
Something like that. I know I'm
Yeah.
messing up. the
AKA
line.
the ass end.
Yeah,
But that, you know, that's
Troops
coming
is
from
really good.
whiny
That was a
little
good
brat
video.
that was trying to get off, you know. So what do you want?
yeah. But
Now, can I ask you guys a question real quick? And this might be blasphemous, but I think he looks so much better with a dark underrobe than the gray.
like with this outfit,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, this
The black
outfit is
looks
so much better than the classic
Yeah.
outfit.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm loving this design. Yeah. Some sort of, it almost looks like a hibernation tank or a medical station or something. Off to the right there.
Yeah, hard to tell.
That's the mini fridge.
That's the mini fridge. There you go. All right. So now this looks a bit like the decor that we see later on in the trailer. So we'll come back to that. Guess I could move this a little bit faster. rather
We've
than
seen
really
precious little
frame.
of the palace itself. I mean, you've seen the dungeon, the droid torture area,
True.
and really the Rancor pit and the main audience chamber in the
Jabba-
entrance, and that's about it.
Doesn't come across like a curtains kind of guy to me, though.
Yeah,
You know, he's got
I don't know.
people
He's
that
in it.
set up rooms for him, and
maybe that's Bib Fortuna's room. He seems like a curtains guy.
Maybe. I kind
He
of
does,
like
actually.
the titles here.
Oh, they did a
Them
great job with
Yeah.
this. This looks
Using
great.
the paint job in the background. I love that.
Yep, that's fantastic.
All right. So
Yep.
this could
For
be
sure.
Tatooine.
So this is the city
No,
you're
no,
talking about?
I'll show you in a second. Well, it might be. But
This looks like it could be part of it, though.
yeah.
Because this is definitely when that wide shot seems to be very modern for
Wait.
Tatooine, but then when they show the shop, you're like,
Yeah, it's
oh,
very
yeah,
No,
white
I
and
didn't get
clean.
Tatooine vibes out of this. I got like it could be any other like hotter planet.
Jakku.
No, I got Tatooine vibes because that's what we know we're at. I mean, you know,
We don't know that we're at
Well-
there necessarily.
Well,
Like
but
we know that Jabba's
story-wise-
palace is there.
Yeah, but I mean that's kind of where we're at. I mean, it's like, you know, when you hear hooves, you think horses, not zebras. So we don't need to read into this. That, we're somewhere else. We got to be somewhere
We're
else
not
now.
reading into anything, Luke. Star Wars. How many different planets did we see in Mando? Like just even one season.
Well, I was going to say in Star Wars, we typically have one planet with one kind of environment. So
How many desert environments have
Yeah.
we had in Star Wars? It's like Lucas hates me on a personal level. Tatooine, Jakku, and like 2 or 3 others whose names I don't remember because they're freaking desert planets and I don't care.
It's cool to see Fennec with her helmet on from the animated, her
Yeah.
animated appearance, which is neat. I will point out that they're armored up and they're going in to what looks like some sort of seat of power. And reason I don't think this is Tatooine is Jabba ran stuff there, and there's been some time that's passed since his death, but not a massive amount of time.
Right.
Clearly, Cobb Vanth was on the, doing stuff and attracting attention on Tatooine. I think if this were Tatooine, it would have been a really, really quick filling of the power vacuum, because I think this Ithorian that we're seeing is somebody that's inside that building.
And I think we're going to get a bigger scope of story here. I think he is going to be trying to bring in different crime syndicates together, and I think they're going to be on different planets. Not all the crime syndicates are all congested on Tatooine. And again, Tatooine is so far off the map. And everything we've seen of Tatooine so far, I mean, even the special edition version of Mos Eisley, it was a lot more built up, but it's nothing like what we're going to see here in a few seconds. And it's just, that's a big jump, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, Mos Eisley wasn't, isn't the only city on Tatooine, so.
But it's one of the larger ones.
But
you don't have a ton. You don't have a ton of known cities. Anchorhead, Destine, Mos Espa, which you've already seen.
Mos Eisley was supposed to have been the bigger of any of them. So.
Yeah. Mos Eisley, Mos Espa are supposedly the two bigger ones. I mean,
again, for something as big as what we see
I'm
here
still
later
thinking
in the trailer, I kind of feel like Tatooine just has never represented that large a population center in Star Wars lore.
Right. True. And I mean, I'm kind of thinking if what we're seeing like in this shot right here with this Ithorian, which still does seem, I mean, just from the decor and general appearance, I'm guessing we're still in this desert planet. Is this someone who is a quote legitimate government person? Are they a mayor of a city? Are they have they become Star Wars used governors for planets? For some planets, I mean, is this person a governor? I mean, who are they?
Could be Doc Ondar, the Ithorian from
Now, in Legends, Ithorians were pacifists too, so I wonder if they're going to carry that over or not. But I think we're probably going to find out. And this is a point in the trailer where you hear that voice that kind of sounded like Din Djarin, where he was talking about, I hear you took over your former employer's place and all that.
I think it's the vocoder, the translator. I think that's the voice that you're hearing.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I had thought too. That being said, the more people online have been talking about it, I will concede that it happens to coincidentally sound a lot like Din Djarin.
Yeah.
So, this city right here, like this, we don't see a lot of cliffs like this on Tatooine. This is like I'm sure they exist. We've seen some. This is incredibly, massively built up. This is like a one-layer Coruscant thing here.
Keeps going on top of the cliff there too.
Yeah,
as far
all
as
up along the ridge. The entire horizon is just covered.
Right.
And if Mos Eisley is supposed to be the biggest spaceport on the planet, I don't think this is
the biggest one we've seen. We haven't seen
in
everything.
lore, it's reported to be the biggest one on the planet.
Okay, I've never heard that.
To my recollection. And again, this is too big a population center to then be making claims that, this is like the farthest thing from, I don't know. It doesn't fit about anything that we've seen or been told about Tatooine. And I get the logic that, this could just be the other side of the planet from everything we've seen. I'm not buying it.
And you also got to take with a grain of salt the character saying that this is a no-name backwater town that I just want to get the hell out of here. As a kid that wants to get the hell out of there, it could be a fabulous planet that he just wants to get the hell away from home.
It's not a fabulous planet. It's Tatooine.
I don't think anybody ever characterized Tatooine as a
I'm just saying you're getting that from.
Is it not though that that Tatooine was originally settled as a mining planet? Because this actually looks like it could have been like a pit mine.
Yeah.
And then essentially everything else around Tatooine became to fundamentally support all the, structures around that.
I tell you what,
So this looks like it could have been an old mine, and then maybe for some reason it got settled, maybe because water was easier to find in the mine
At
or
some
something
point
like
in
that. I don't know.
January,
I'm just making stuff
you guys
up.
can ridicule me all you want when we
No,
find
no,
out that this
it's
is
not
actually
about ridicule. It's just,
Tatooine, but I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, it's not about ridicule.
I'm not
we
buying
just
it.
don't know. It could be anything. I mean, because now, especially immediately after this, we get the throne. So, are they showing the throne because we were just
but
there? We're in the.
If you look back at other trailers, they chop things up a lot in trailers.
Of course, and they put words in that are from somebody else that don't even relate to that scene. So who knows?
You see that ship back in? I don't know whether my mouse cursor is showing up on the video or not.
There's one
Right
ship
there?
on the
Yes.
left-hand
Right
side,
there.
one up on top. Yep.
Yeah, that one allegedly somebody had zoomed in, and it looks like the Razor Crest.
The Razor Crest doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's been blown up.
It can get rebuilt. It can be the Razor Crest.
Nice
too.
try.
No, that ship could not be rebuilt. They could buy it. They could buy
No.
a new
It could
one.
be a replica.
Replica is fine.
You know what that says on the top of that throne, by the way? That's Jabba's throne.
Yep.
You know what that writing says? I know Tom knows.
Actually, no, I
Okay.
don't actually.
Well, I only know
I didn't
because
read it.
like 4 or
I didn't
5 different
translate
people online looked it up and did the translation because that's, I guess, like ancient Sith letters that have
really?
appeared elsewhere.
Oh.
I forget where they
so it's not
sourced
Orcish.
it from. It just says Boba Fett,
Okay.
like repeated a few times.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
then it's like, well, wait a minute.
Oh, interesting.
Why would Bib Fortuna have
It's
a
in Sith?
throne with Boba Fett's name all over it? Written in Sith. I think it's just an Easter egg, though. I don't think it means anything canonically. You know, the first time I saw this without pausing it or anything, just letting it play all the way through, these cuts are so fast. I thought, wait a minute, are those like Naboo officers? Because they've got that thick
Oh,
Red
yeah,
leather
the armor
armor.
actually
burgundy
looks pretty similar.
leather or pleather looking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking Naboo. Wait, what? Then you see the half
Got a
naked
Gamorrean guard.
Big
Now,
fan
what
of
is that
Gamorrean.
rifle that she's got? Because wow, that looks pretty cool.
Let's back it up here.
It's her, was it the MK series sniper rifle?
Is it?
Used?
Yeah, that's the sniper rifle she
kinda
had
liking that.
in
It's good looking. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I
in the
need
Mando.
one.
Yeah.
Don't know what for, but taking off the helmet because, you know, it's
Why not?
pretty hot there.
Yeah.
She's got hers off as well.
He spent a lot of time on the planet. He's got to have an air
You'd
conditioning
think,
system
I
in
think
there.
you'd be
I
able
mean,
to afford it too.
Or at least a fan. Yeah.
totally.
And I'm thinking now, turtleneck probably not a wise choice.
Yeah, costuming in Star Wars is not about comfort. I'm just saying.
True.
I love the line though in
not
that
at all.
Jabba ruled by fear. I intend to rule by respect.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Just kind of sets the tone for what to expect here.
Right. And I think that that's a really strong statement about what we can expect here too, because I mean that earning and gaining respect and having these other groups respect him, that's going to be a journey. It's going to be interesting. So here we see Jabba's palace, and if you zoom in there, I think it was a single lone figure walking up. I don't recall.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
But there is somebody walking up there. Either one or two people. I think it's one.
Watch out for the wart.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just one. Yep.
All right, and here we've got. Let's see. We've got so
Platunians.
Trandoshans,
Some Platunians. in there.
Tunians, Gamorreans, ugh. Oh, and what Aqualish?
Mm-hmm.
Aqualish.
All right,
Yeah.
and presumably those represent different crime families. And then
Makes
this,
sense.
you can see the curtains.
There's the
there.
curtains.
Nice Yeah, there's the curtains.
No
Nice
kidding.
balcony.
Yeah.
It's a great view of endless desert.
Yeah,
You don't pay for that real estate for
there's
nothing.
a lot of mountains in the background there too.
Yeah.
If you look at that,
Mm-hmm.
got some Tusken Raiders.
Right.
Which, remember, the first time we really see Boba Fett in The Mandalorian, he's got a gaffy stick and one of those rifles on his
Oh,
back.
yeah.
So
I wonder if this is a if we're gonna get get a flashback.
Yeah.
And this ties into that.
Because the speculation right now,
Yeah, it'd be nice to know how he kind of became part of the
Dragon
tribe.
ate the Sarlacc. Somehow, Boba Fett managed to get out of it somehow from there, and then Tusken Raiders kind of took him in and nursed him back to health. That's the speculative theory at the moment from a lot of people. Again, loving this rifle.
Yeah, she pulls this knife thing out and either slashes somebody or throws
Sneak
it at
attack.
somebody.
Yep, looks like throwing it.
And then
Nice.
coming through those curtains with the two Gamorreans behind it is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Got their henchmen with them.
It's kind of like somebody made the analogy of a lifeguard at the Olympics. Those Gamorreans have like the easiest job in the world because they're bodyguards for Boba Fett. I mean, come on. He's wearing Beskar armor.
Yeah.
You can't kill him. A Sarlacc couldn't kill him. So, I mean, you're basically just walking around taking in the sights.
You
Easiest
got to
job in the world.
put whatever they eat on the table.
Yeah. All right. So we got some kind of a cantina here. Slave One.
Yep.
Again, kind of a mountainous planet there. Back to the, Godfather style
The dinner table.
Thanksgiving. There you go.
Yeah.
Why
Here's a
should we
hint at
just kill you
the
now?
power vacuum. Why don't we just kill you and take it from
Yep.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little look there.
And he's like, yeah, go ahead. Give it a
So
shot.
if you want to zoom in on this, those are Republic credits.
Mm-hmm. They're not good
Yeah.
Not.
here anyway, so it doesn't matter.
And,
He just puts them in a sock and swings them around and hits people.
right.
I like these
This is
shields.
kinda
Yeah,
high-tech.
they're cool.
And if you look at these stabs that they have,
And we've not seen anyone in this kind of armor or uniform
I don't
before,
recognize
right?
this uniform.
No.
They've got, the Gungan style shield, but that's a full body shield there. They've got something that looks like a
It's electrically charged weapons.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what they
I'm
are.
not sure what that is, but it looks like it's going to hurt.
Picking up some high tech from the Gungans. You're welcome.
My guess is possibly because you saw some of these same uniforms in the earlier scene, I think on the interior of the Ithorian's place. This might be his sort of personal guard.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. All right. Well,
But
Don't
well
last long.
provisioned. Whoever employs them has some coin.
oh, I didn't catch that he took one of their sticks. Look at it, the electricity.
Yeah, I didn't see
crackling
it
at the
until I
back.
was just looking right now, frame by frame. Yeah, it's got the crackling thing going on there.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're not doing well.
And he
does.
looks pissed.
He does. Yeah,
I mean,
he looks
damn.
possessed, is what he looks.
Yeah.
That too.
This is my favorite part of the whole trailer right here.
So here's Boba Fett on the Boba Fett throne.
If you spoke such insolence to Jabba, he would have fed
So
you to
the
his menagerie.
There's a reference somewhere, and I have no idea where it is, but there's been talk about it online about Jabba having more than one Rancor. And then you remember the Rancor in the Bad Batch that
Yeah.
Bib Fortuna was taking?
Yeah.
That's not the same Rancor as Return of the Jedi. Had a different
Not
name
Batista.
at least.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm wondering
Then
if
you might have other equally nasty creatures.
that's
you
true.
know.
There might be several, or maybe he kept
He had-
Rancors to fight
he
each
had
other,
like
like
a-
kind of a dog fighting pit or something.
Or he had a petting zoo out back.
Yes.
The
Not
animals
much else
pet
to do on
back.
Tatooine, so
It's. I feel like a wild collection of really dangerous animals is just a mandatory character trait of a crime boss.
yeah, it
Like,
does seem to be that way.
You have so much money that you just have to divert some of it into dangerous creatures,
I wonder if we're going to see the Rancor from Bad
Yeah.
Batch,
all grown up.
all grown up.
Aw.
So we get that, and then we get the
guy.
please speak freely.
freely.
But you notice, I think, so he's sitting down here. You'll notice he's leaning back into the seat. So I think the timing is out of order. I think it's please speak freely, and then Fennec Shand saying what she said.
Might have popped somebody.
That's what I'm thinking anyway. All right, and that's it. So, thoughts. Let's go back to the Din Djarin thing that you were talking about, Tim. So, if that is Din Djarin, what are your thoughts on that? Do we want him to be in this series? How do we think he's going to play into it? You think it's just going to be a little one and done cameo? Or do we think it's not him at all?
I don't know if it is him or not. I mean, there's definitely a chance that it could be the vocoder or the Ithorian. But it did sound, since you had mentioned it, it did sound an awful lot like him. Although with the vocoders, you kind of have a given audio range that it doesn't matter who it is, that they're going to kind of sound at least somewhat similar. That said, I wouldn't mind seeing more of him, whether it's in this show, someplace else, but obviously this show makes sense because it's set on Tatooine. He's an established character. They spent some time establishing him, and I hate to think that it was just simply he had 10 minutes as the would-be Boba Fett, and then that's it. Then he disappears and whatever. It would also be really interesting to see what his position is, because obviously he kind of took on this lawkeeper type of role that we saw him in before in The Mandalorian. And then in this, obviously Boba Fett is trying to establish some kind of potentially less than legal type of thing. So are they going to be opposed to each other? If they are, then sad to say the poor guy's probably not going to live very long. I don't know.
I mean, you don't go back to Tatooine to go clean.
Well,
lead not life.
Right.
I'll say that.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
One person in the chat room who would definitely be one to pay attention to this sort of thing. Mediocre Modeler was asking, did Boba Fett's old armor have lights in the chest plate?
It did.
This one does.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't recall, so. All right.
I don't know what they signify. I couldn't tell you from a trivia standpoint what they signified, but yeah, it did have that.
So I assumed that this was the Ithorian, because we can't understand their language. So it would make sense to have a translator droid or a vocoder or something like that. But it wouldn't surprise me to see Din Djarin in the series. It would make sense. I mean, it's kind of a continuation of, people are calling this Mando season 2.5. And probably with good reason. So it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't surprise me either. And I'm kind of wondering. So number one, we have the crime syndicates that were teased at the end of Solo, and Solo kind of bombed. And I don't feel like it's because of the content. I feel like it's because of the production issues and stuff. So I think they were onto something there. I think it's a good idea. And I think that this is maybe how they're going to take the ideas they wanted to run with in that and introduce them here, and then kind of take what might have been the Underworld series and get at least some of that concept in here. And I also have to wonder, there was talk, I think it was last year, in fact, at the Disney Plus Day, Kathleen Kennedy said something about everything culminating in a big crossover event. I'm wondering if Thrawn is going to be the big bad.
Tim's going to do a standing backflip here in a second.
Just about, yeah. But I'm wondering if they are going to end up building toward that. And I have to say, I would not be disappointed to see some sort of a showdown between Boba Fett and Grand Admiral Thrawn. I would be totally okay with that. And I'd be okay with no matter who the winner is.
What showdown? Thrawn has a fleet.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So did
Boba Fett has lights on his armor, so
yeah.
neutralized.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Boba Fett
Yeah,
doesn't
of
need a
course.
fleet, Tim.
That's true. Have you
So did
seen
Gideon.
those?
Gideon had a fleet.
Have you seen those seismic bombs?
Thrawn has red
Palpatine had a fleet. Just saying.
Eric, your point about the syndicates is a really great one, because the Hutt cartel was one of the 5 syndicates from Solo, and just traditionally, because those 5 syndicates that predated Solo, they were sort of a central part of Maul's arc and whatnot, and you saw them pop up again in the final Clone Wars series as Maul tells them to go to ground. So suddenly the Hutt cartel, which was led by Jabba as of Return of the Jedi, has sort of at least partially collapsed. It's leaderless. I don't know. I mean, there are other Hutts. They had a council at one point, so I don't know what the deal is with the rest of them. But I have to believe that there's going to be some confrontation with another Hutt at some point in this, and there's some pretty cool ones that exist out in the larger galaxy that I could hope for an appearance from. But he's going to have to consolidate power really quickly, because everybody that he's going to interact with, they don't know him as like Kingpin Boba Fett. They know him as a good bounty hunter.
Right.
They know him as Jabba's head of security.
Right.
But this is sort of like the idea, the image that we all have of Boba Fett in our heads. That's not what the galaxy has of him. He's just a guy that does jobs and you can go to. I don't think he's going to step into and take this throne and have folks across the galaxy say, well, thank goodness Boba's back. Like, he's the right man for the job.
Right.
No, he's going to get actively challenged for it. And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the things that makes him good at his job is he's well known, but he's not like a household name, right? I mean, you don't get that far being a crime guy and doing secretive jobs by having everybody know who you are.
Right, but I imagine most people in the underworld have probably heard of him. I'm sure, mom and dad and the 4 kids at home probably, they're not involved in criminal activity. They probably don't know bounty hunters by name or anything, But in Legends, at least, he had enough of a reputation that someone actually designed a costume around it, an outfit around his, to specifically kind of take on jobs that he didn't want, but people wanted somebody that others could maybe mistake for Boba Fett. So, I mean, Jodo Cast built a whole career around that. So, again, we're going back to Legends now, but
yeah, right.
So one last thing, Tom, I'm guessing you've got to duck out here pretty soon. Let me throw one more thing in here and then we'll wrap up this episode. I heard a rumor, and this isn't a spoiler, and if it is, we're going to find out on Friday anyway. There's a rumor going around that one of the animated series to be announced Friday, if we get any animated series announced, will be, in fact, about Darth Maul and crime syndicates. Any thoughts on that? Good, bad? Do we want it? Do we not want it?
I'll take it.
Yeah, me too. And then if it kind of builds into things that we'll see here, I think that would be a great synergy between that time period and this time period.
Yeah, because we've got, 19... He dies probably... Trying to think the timing of the final season of Rebels, if that's like a year before the Battle of Yavin or just a matter of months. Yeah, so he dies pretty... I mean, there's a good chunk of time for them to explore where he's off doing crazy Maul things.
Because if you look at Solo, not only did that movie take place a bit before Episode 4, but he was already in charge then.
Right.
Yeah. I have to say, the fact that it took him 19 years to find Obi-Wan really cuts against Sidious's whole statement in Phantom Menace about how it's not hard for a Sith to find people. Like, that's what happens when you disassociate yourself from the dark side.
There's a
You
lot of
lose
things with that whole timing that bothers me. So yeah.
You lose the whole efficiency aspect.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts before we pull the plug here?
Can we fast forward a month and 3 weeks? I'm ready to debut this thing.
I mean, that's the good news. It's not too far off, right?
Right.
It's
And not like we're going to
it.
be just sitting around waiting because we got a lot of things. It's the busy time of year. We get the holidays coming up. There's a lot of stuff we got to do.
Yeah, and
So-
I mean, a lot of people who are into Star Wars are also into Marvel, and we have a couple of Marvel things in between now and then. So Disney Plus will have some things to tide us over until this begins. I'm excited that this is, well, it's almost in time for Christmas, but, at least Christmas break. So that'll be good. I imagine a lot of people sitting around with their family members watching it. So, yeah, but it's coming up pretty quick. And of course, we've got the jokes in the chat room about Maul only being half the Sith he used to be.
Well done.
Yeah. All right.
Real nice joke.
Well,
That's an A+ dad joke.
Oh, yeah. That's going to do it for this episode of Force Chatter. So let us know down in the comments what you think of the trailer, what you hope to see out of the series. And if you're listening on audio, don't forget to head over to YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/randomchatter, or you can swap it around if you forget which is which. It doesn't matter. randomchatter.com/YouTube will also get you there. Hit the subscribe and like button. Watch the video. Check out the different shots in the trailer that we're talking about. Let us know in the comments below what you think. I'm really excited about this. I can't wait. And I can't wait to see what they announce on Friday, too. I hope that it's stuff that's at least as good as this. So if you're with us in the chat room, stick around about another 10 minutes or so. We'll be back with Random Chatter. We've got some reviews for you. And otherwise, we will be back with another episode of Force Chatter on Sunday night. So take care. And